Today we are going to make some cheese pie. The ingredients that you'll need for this recipe for the crust are 10 ounces of graham crackers, that's 300 grams of graham crackers, some melted butter that's been cooled down at room temperature, and it depends how big your pan is because mine's about 8 inches wide, so that's where I'm going to put my graham cracker mixture. But if you have a smaller pan, then you can certainly use less graham crackers and less butter. For the filling of the cheese pie, we are going to use 1 box of cream cheese that you can buy at your local supermarket. That's 190 grams of cream cheese for mine. You're going to need half a can of evaporated milk, 1 can of condensed sweetened milk, 1 egg, and half a tablespoon of vanilla extract. Those are the ingredients, so let's get baking, friends. We will be making the crust first for a cheese pie. The first thing you want to do is you want to break apart your graham crackers so they're easier to process. And you can do this in a food processor or as I'm doing in a blender. And if you don't have any of these, you can use a plastic bag and put them in there and smash them with a rolling pin until they're fine sand. Here I have just processed the first batch of my cookies. As you can see, it looks like graham cracker sand and it's very smooth with no lumps. Now we're going to do this other batch. And you want to do this little by little so you don't get any lumps of graham crackers left in your final product. Now that I have finished processing my graham crackers, this is what they all should look like. It's like fine dust, graham cracker dust. And now we're going to make our crust. First, we're going to pour our graham crackers into our pan. And little by little, we're going to add some melted butter. And you want to give it a stir with your spatula or with a spoon. And after you're done with that, the consistency should be like Play-Doh. And after you're done with that, you're going to put it around with your hands until it forms the crust of your pie. Make sure when you do this, you don't want to add too much butter because then the crust will be too liquidy and won't sit good. But you don't want to add too little because then it'll be too dry. Now I'm going to do it with my hands and start making the consistency of Play-Doh, like I said earlier. And we're just going to mush it down into the sides to make the cheese pie crust. Here, I have just made my crust, and I added a little bit more butter because it was a little dry. So, it kind of depends how much you add at the beginning. And now, I'm just stretching it towards the sides to make sure we get all in there. And as you can see, the graham crackers have changed color because of the melted butter. It's a little bit darker color, which is what you want. So, what you're going to do next is you're going to put all this butter into your graham crackers so it's easier to press when you're doing it towards the sides. When you see that your graham crackers are no longer dry and then they're all combined in with the melted butter, you can start pushing it along the sides. And if you see that there are some dry crumbs along the sides of your crust, you can wet your fingers with some butter so it can help them combine together. So now all I'm going to be doing right here is pushing my crust up along the sides. And when I'm done, we'll come back and make. Now that I have finished making my pie crust, this is what it should look like. As you can see, everything is combined and everything has been on the edges pretty well. And as you can see, it's not perfect like your store-bought crust because it is homemade. But it is really fun to make and it's way cheaper. So it's very fun. Now we are going to make the filling for a cheese pie. Now we are going to be making the filling. This is very easy to do because you can do it in a blender. So first we're going to add our cream cheese. And after you're done with that, you're going to add our evaporated milk. Make sure you get everything out of it. You don't want to leave anything behind. And then we're going to add our sweetened condensed milk. Make sure you add all of it, as it is very sticky, so it is kind of hard to get it out, but just try to make your best effort. Okay, now that we have finished doing that, we're going to add our egg. And then we're going to put our cap on and blend it. Now that we have finished grinding all our ingredients together, we are going to add our vanilla extract. And after you've done that, we're going to mix it one more time so that everything is well combined. Our filling is ready now, and we're going to pour it into our crust. As you can see, this is a very big pie, so you can have this at any birthday party or any special occasion. Now that we have our filling all mixed together, we're going to add it to our crust. Your oven should be preheated at 350 degrees. We are going to bake it in the oven for 50 minutes, and after you're done that, we're going to leave it in there for an extra 10 minutes to leave to rest. Our pie has finished baking, and I left it in the fridge for overnight. As you can see, the crust is nice and hard, the filling is set, and the top is nice and golden brown. I left mine in the fridge because I think it is best served cold because it has a much better flavor. But if you don't want to, you don't have to do that. I hope you tried this recipe and that you will enjoy it. Thank you very much.